Monday.com is awesome for managing most of your day-to-day business activities, but when it comes to sharing data like boards, projects, tasks, and other elements with your clients, it can be overwhelming, rigid, and limited. However, the good news is you can simply connect a no-code web app builder called Softr with the data inside Monday.com to create a dynamic and visually intuitive client portal. This allows your team and clients to easily manage all relevant data in one centralized and secure web application. Pretty cool, right? So my focus today is to walk you through how anyone can build their own custom client portal web application using Monday.com and Softr. I'll also share how you can do this for free. Okay, so with that happy note out the way, let's go ahead and dive into this tutorial. First, let's take a look at our Monday.com work management account. And for the purpose of today's tutorial, what I want to do is create a customer-facing client portal for my Monday.com workspace called Stew's Consulting. Within this Monday workspace, I manage my clients, invoices, and CRM-related activities. And what we can now do with Monday.com and the no-code app builder called Softr is seamlessly connect this data to a custom, intuitive, and functional client portal web application. As I mentioned earlier, Monday.com is a popular work management platform. However, it has its limitations when it comes to sharing data with clients. So by using a no-code app like Softr with Monday.com, you can create this client portal, eliminating the need to use other expensive third-party tools or Monday's limited sharing capabilities. Okay, so now that we've briefly talked about the integration between Softr and Monday.com to build a client portal, let's go ahead and dive into Softr. To arrive at Softr, simply head over to your browser and type in softr.io or click on the link in the description below this video, and that's going to take you here. Then navigate down and click on sign up for free, and I'll meet you inside your Softr account. And here we are inside our free Softr account. Now, just quickly before we dive in, I want to say a big thank you to Softr for partnering with us on this video and supporting this channel. I've found that Softr is a fantastic solution for small businesses looking for a custom no-code platform for building and launching all their required apps. This eliminates the need to use dozens of different and expensive software. Basically, I see Softr as one centralized platform that businesses can use with their database to create unlimited tools like CRMs, client portals, inventory management, partner portals, project trackers, content calendars, and any other custom tool or app a business needs. Softr's building interface is incredibly easy to use, allowing anyone to create their own custom apps. Okay, so back inside Softr, we have a few options up here. We can start from scratch, generate from data, or generate with AI. However, for the purpose of today's tutorial, we want to build a client portal app using a template. So if we navigate down here, you should be able to see client portal. If not, navigate over to portals and then locate client portal. However, like I mentioned, you can connect your existing database and create any type of app that you like. You can build from scratch, or you can navigate through these different templates. For example, you can build an employee directory, a project tracker. If we navigate down here, you can create a content calendar, as well as member communities, like an app to host your online classes, or you can build a community forum. If we navigate up to CRMs, you can also create a sales CRM. Now, following this tutorial, if you're interested in building a CRM with Softr and your existing database, like Google Sheets, then what I'll do is add a CRM tutorial up above and down below in the description that will guide you through the process of how you can create your own CRM. Okay, so let's navigate back over to portals and then click on client portal. Here we can read about this client portal app that we want to create, as well as navigate through the different pages. Let's come down and use this template. Then here we need to connect a data source. For us, we want to connect our Monday.com account with Softr to create a client portal. Now to do this, we first need to click on Google Sheets or Airtable and then navigate down to continue. And because I'm first connecting Google Sheets, I need to log into my Google account. Now don't worry too much about the Google account that you're going to use, because once we have our client portal set up, we're going to switch the data source from Google Sheets to Monday.com. Okay, so I'm going to choose this account. And as you can see, hooray, your app is ready to go. Data between Google Sheets and Softr app is now synced. Come down and click on Go to Application. And this is where we can start building our client portal. Now, if you're new or unfamiliar with a client portal, basically a client portal or customer portal is a web app for clients and other users to access gated information like documents, resources, and other important data. Also, a client portal is typically accessed via a secure login page. Okay, so we have our client portal template ready to customize, and we're familiar with what a client portal is. Now, before we customize this client portal, we first need to connect our data source, monday.com. Simply navigate over to Settings, and then locate Data Sources. And currently we have Google Sheets connected, so let's navigate up here and click on Manage. Then navigate over to Connect Data Source. Come down and click on Monday, and then Continue. Then here, all we need to do is locate the API token from inside our Monday account and paste that in here. Okay, so let's head back to our Monday account. Inside Monday, navigate up to your profile, and then click on Administration, and then locate Connections. Click on API, and then click on Copy. Okay, so let's head back to Softr, and paste your Monday API token in here, and then click on Continue. And just like that, we've connected Monday with our Softr account. Now let's navigate back over to Apps, and then open up our client portal again. Okay, so let's break down this design and app building interface so we can understand how to further customize this client portal template. If we navigate over to Pages on the left-hand side, you can see we're currently on the dashboard page. This is where we can jump between the different pages inside this client portal. Let's close out of this. And each of your pages are made up of blocks. If you click on any of these blocks, that's going to generate the content on the right-hand side that you can further customize. We also have these other options here. We can delete the block, as well as move that block down or up. We can duplicate a block, copy to, add notes, as well as hide or show this block. So these are quick actions over here. If we navigate up to Add Block, we can choose to add a dynamic or static block. For example, let's take a look at some of these suggested blocks. We can add a list with horizontal cards, and you can see a preview of what these blocks look like. This is a list with vertical cards. We can also add a table, list details with image. We can also add a sign up form and a custom form. And we have other block types down here. Okay, so let's click on a block again and quickly take a look at these actions before making changes. First, we have source. This is where you can choose the data source that you want to connect to that particular block. And then we also have conditional filtering options down here. We'll dive into this shortly. If we navigate across, we have content, and this is where you want to make changes to your content as well as data mapping. Basically, depending on the data source that you have connected, you can choose the data that you want to connect with your app by mapping the specific fields. Okay, next to content, we have actions. This allows you to customize and add specific buttons to your different blocks. Then we have styles. You can change the block padding as well as colors. And then we have visibility. And this is where you can choose who has access to the block level. For example, who can see this block, logged in users, and then which user groups, client, employee, and freelancers. So you can customize and control the access at the page, block, and button level. Okay, so let's close out of that. Once you make any changes, you can preview what your app looks like across different devices, mobile, tablet, and desktop. Okay, now let's navigate over to settings. Here you can make changes to important settings like user notifications, other external integrations. You can also connect a custom domain, and then we have general settings here. I'm going to change the application name to Stu's Consulting Client Portal. We can also add a subdomain and then add a favicon if we like. I'm going to leave that for now and click on Save. Next, let's navigate over to Theme. Here we can make global changes to our app. For example, fonts. What fonts do you want to see on your app? You can also change global colors as well as app styles down here. I'm going to leave everything as default. However, you can always come back to this theme option later on and make global changes. Next, let's take a look at users. Under users, we can set up and connect our users to our client portal. And I want to add my different user types by connecting Monday. Simply click here and then edit connection, choose the data source. Here we have Monday, then Stu's Consulting, which is the workspace. And then down here, we need to select the right board. Here we have users. Then here we need to set up the correct mapping. Come down to email. Here's the email column. And then name. And then we have other optional fields to map. I'm going to click here and click on none, and then hit save and sync. Now you might see the option to refresh this table. Go ahead and do that. And you can see my 5 users have been added from monday.com. If I like, I can simply delete these other users by clicking on the user and then navigating up to actions and then clicking delete. In order to delete these users, I need to add delete forever in users. Now let's head back to monday.com so you can understand what we just connected. And as you can see, under Stu's Consulting CRM, this folder, we have this board down here, users, and within this board, we've added these users. We have the user type, email, and date added. And you can see all the default users have been pulled in here too. So we can choose to add our users from our monday.com interface, within this board or the board that you've connected or from inside our Softr account. It's important to note that there is a clean two-way flow of data between Monday and Softr. Okay, so let's head back to Softr. And if we navigate up here, we can select a user group for each user. If we navigate up to user groups, you can see all our user groups over here. And you can take the time to add or customize user groups. For example, let's navigate back over to pages and then click on dashboard. And if we click on any of these blocks and then navigate over to visibility, you can see which user group has access to that block, logged in users, and these user groups down here. Again, let's navigate up here and click on this. If we navigate over to visibility, you can see that only admins can see this dashboard header. Here we have another header. Let's click here and then visibility, and you can see only employees can see this header over here. Let's look at one last header and then visibility, and you can see that the user group client can see this heading with all these different heading options. Okay, so let's start customizing our pages, blocks, and buttons inside our client portal. That way you'll become familiar with how you can make customizations to your own client portal. Again, let's click on this block here. Remember, this is only visible to our clients, so our logged in clients. Then navigate over to features, and let's change this logo. I'm going to quickly upload a logo and use that logo. And you can see the header logo has changed. I'm going to add my alt text, this is optional, and then navigate down to links. Now these are the specific links that we have set up. Here we have the link text, which is dashboard, and we can choose where this link takes us to. So this dashboard link takes the client to dashboard. I'm happy with that. Then down here we have my tasks. This link text takes the clients to my tasks, which is a standalone my tasks page. So all of these links across here are standalone pages that you can locate under pages. As you can see, we have projects, my tasks, invoices, contacts, and more pages that we can customize. Okay, let's close out of this. And let's say that we don't need company profile. What I can do is navigate down to company profile, and I can change this to a different link if I like, or I can simply click on these three dots and delete, and that's going to remove that link. Next, let's navigate over to styles, and here we can change the padding if we like. I'm happy with that. I'm also happy with the background color. And now let's navigate over to visibility. Again, I'm happy with the default because this is the dashboard header that I only want my clients to be able to see. Again, if I click up here, I can choose all users, logged in users, or non-logged in users. It's important because this is a secure client portal. You want your users to be logged in. Okay, so just quickly, I'm going to navigate through each of these different blocks and add my branding like I just showed you. Now, before we start customizing the different blocks on our pages, simply navigate up to preview. And now what we can do is navigate through this client portal. We can navigate over to the left-hand side and click on the different pages that are part of this client portal and preview how each page looks like depending on the user group that we select. At the moment, we have this user selected. This is a client. If we navigate up to Olivia, who is an admin, and that's going to take us to a preview of what this user can see inside this client portal. So what you want to do is jump between the different user groups. You can see we have clients, employees, as well as freelancers. And you can change these in the user settings if you like. So each of your different user groups up here will have access to different pages on the left-hand side inside this client portal, as well as access to different blocks and button elements. And you have complete freedom to make these customizations across your client portal. Okay, so let's head back to the app building interface. Again, what we can do is simply navigate through each of these different pages and click on the specific block that you want to customize over on the right-hand side. Connect the data source that you want to connect, customize the content, actions, styles, and visibility. Okay, so what I'm going to do is navigate over to pages and then come down and let's click on project invoices. And as you can see, that's going to take us to this particular block, this particular page. Now let's navigate over to visibility and we can see which specific user groups have access to this block, admin and client. Okay, let's navigate over to source and connect our Monday data source. Come down, click on Monday, then choose your workspace. And for us, I want to select my client's invoices board. Now down here, what I'm going to do is first get rid of this and then navigate down to sort by and click on none for now. And we can always come back to this later. Then navigate over to content. And let's say I want to call this due invoices. Feel free to add a subtitle and you can see those changes up here. Next, what we need to do is add the correct fields. This is where we want to enable a two-way flow of data between Monday and Softr. Essentially what we're doing is mapping the correct fields with the fields in our Monday board. Let's click on this first field and then come down to content and let's change this to name. I'm going to change the label to company, Then let's navigate down to amount. Select the content, I'm going to click amount, and I'm happy with that mapping. You can also change the label or the field type if you like. And then come down to the next field that we want to map. Click on content, and I'm going to add date created. Then we have due date, and essentially all you're doing is connecting the appropriate fields. Again, this is due date, so I'm going to come down to content and click on due date. As select the type, I'm happy with tag, then content, and I'm going to select status. And you can see the status type over here. Now you can also add additional fields, and you can also click on these three dots and delete the fields that you don't want. Okay, so let's switch over to our Monday workspace so you can see what's going on. And as you can see back inside my monday.com workspace account, I have this folder here that has 2 invoice boards. At the moment I have client invoices selected, and you can see I've grouped my client invoices based on these group statuses here. And you can see I've pulled in this data, these fields here, by mapping the content from Monday to Softr. Now any changes that we make here will show up in Softr too, and vice versa because we have a two-way flow of data. Okay, let's head back to Softr and then navigate over to actions. Now you can see we have this add invoice button. This is the button you can see up here. If we click on this button, you can see we have add record. If we click on here, these are the different fields that we then need to map. For example, if we click on this invoice ID, I can map the appropriate details down here. Let's close out of that. And we also have these other buttons, view, edit, mark payment sent, mark payment received, and we can add additional buttons if we like and set them up the way that we like in terms of the functionality. Let's preview this page. For example, as a user that's logged in, they can view this information. They can also navigate over to actions and click on view, and that's going to view specific data that we've connected. Okay, so let's head back to Softr's building interface. Okay, so what you want to do is take the time to customize your specific buttons by adding the correct mapping between Monday and Softr. We can also navigate over to styles and again play around with the paddings and margins as well as block colors. Let's navigate over to visibility. Again here you can choose who has access to this specific block. And because this block shows all our clients' invoices, I just want my admin to be able to view this specific block. Now what I'm going to do is navigate up here and actually delete this block and then click on delete. Now with this block here, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate. And then what I'm going to do is navigate over to content and change this to paid invoices. So this block is going to show all paid invoices, and this block we just want to show due invoices. Again, I'm going to change the subtitle. Then what I'm going to do is navigate over to source and then navigate down to conditional filters, and I'm going to add a condition, select a field, group includes any of, and then value paid invoices. Now sometimes the changes that you make inside the app building interface will not generate on the left hand side, so you do need to navigate up to preview. Okay, so again we have due invoices and we have paid invoices down here, which is just one paid invoice. Now if we navigate over to due invoices, you can see that the status shows sent, paid and due invoices. So let's head back and correct this. Simply click on this block, then navigate down to add condition. And again this time what we're going to do is select a field, includes any of, and then due invoices. And I'm happy with that. And now only due invoices will appear here as well as paid invoices down here. We could also duplicate this block or add a new block and show only overdue invoices. Again, we can also navigate up to actions and add specific buttons if we like. If we navigate over to content and then navigate down the page, we can also add filters. And I can add a filter up here to improve the navigation. However, I'm not going to add a filter for this specific block. Let's navigate back over to pages and then navigate down to projects. Here I can click on all projects. Again, let's change the data source over to Monday, select the workspace, and then the board that you want to connect. I'm going to connect this board here, which is actually a specific client. Then I'm going to navigate down here, bin this, and this conditional filter too, and then navigate down to sort by and click on none. Then let's navigate over to content and change this to Shampoo King, which is the name of a project, and then add a subtitle if you like, and then map the item fields. I'm going to come down here and hide this item, then click on project name, and then change the label to task name. Then navigate up to content and locate name, and you can see we have our tasks over here for this specific project. We have the label task name, and then the task name itself logo down here. Now I'm going to change the heading to just rich text. And I'm happy with that. Let's navigate down to this field here and click on content and then navigate down to priority. I can also add a label if I like. And this time, instead of priority, I'm going to change this to status. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go ahead and map some more fields. Okay, so I've quickly gone ahead and added new fields, as well as mapped the appropriate fields from my Monday.com board with this specific block inside our client portal. And then we can navigate over to actions. I'm going to add a top bar button and click on add record. If we navigate down here, I can then change the label for this button to add new task. Then you can make some changes down here. I'm going to change the model title, and the save button is going to be add task. And then I'll quickly change the success message. And I'm happy with that. Now what we want to do is add the appropriate fields. For example, text, map to, name, and the label is going to be task name. And then add a placeholder if you like. Okay, so I'm happy with the first field. When a user clicks on this button, add new task, that's currently going to allow them to add this information. At the moment, we've only mapped task name, so they can only input the task name. However, I'm going to quickly go ahead and add additional fields. That way our task can be added from inside the client portal rather than bouncing between Monday.com. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go ahead and add additional fields. Okay, so I've quickly gone ahead and mapped the appropriate fields for this specific button. Okay, let's go ahead and preview this page, this block. Okay, so the user group that has access to this block is an employee. So I've selected an employee up here. If that employee clicks on projects inside the client portal, that's going to take them here. And we can play around with the design if we like. And you can see the tasks associated to this project. Now, if the user navigates up to add new task, the user can simply add a new task. And because of the two-way flow of data, the data that's added here will be added directly to our Monday board. Okay, let's close out of this and head back to the designing interface. Okay, so what I can do now is quickly add another project by simply clicking duplicate. And then all I need to do is navigate down here and then under source, simply change the board to a different project. Then head over to content and simply change the title. And just like that, I now have two projects on this page. I'm going to delete this and I'm happy with that. Again, what I could do is click add block and then click on static and add a simple block. I'm going to select hero and add this simple hero block here. I can quickly change the content and then I can add a background image if I like, or change the image here. I'm going to add my logo, and then you can see down here we have a button, request a demo. I can change this to anything that I like or add an additional button. I'm actually going to delete this, and I'm happy with this page and these three blocks that I've added. Again, I can connect and add additional projects if I like. Remember, you can preview what your pages and blocks look like across different devices. Okay, let's navigate back over to desktop and click on pages. And again, what you want to do is take the time to navigate through each of these different pages and add and customize the different blocks as well as buttons. You may not need some of these different pages inside your client portal, so you can simply click here and delete those pages. You can also navigate down and click on add new page to create a completely new client portal page. For example, let's create a new project page. This page itself is going to have a built-in responsive form that our current clients have access to. And if they want to start a new project with us, all they need to do is add the new project's details. I'm going to call this new project request and then hit save. Then I'm going to navigate over to static and then hero. And again, I'm going to add this simple block. Then down here, I want to add a form. Here we can choose the type of form that we want to create. I'm going to add this simple customizable form. Again, before I customize this form, I want to quickly customize this block up here. Let's change the title and subtitle. Then down here, I'm going to change the image again, and then navigate down to this button and change this to back to dashboard. Click on add action and then open page. Select the page. For me, this is a return to dashboard button, so I'm going to select the dashboard. And I'm happy with that. Now let's click on this form and add your form title and description. We can add a background image if we like. Then what we need to do is connect a data source. So we've connected Monday.com. We've also connected our workspace. Now we want to select a board. And I have a board inside Monday.com called New Projects. And again, down here, we just need to map the correct fields. Okay, so I've already showed you how to do this. I'm going to quickly go ahead and do that now. Okay, so I've gone ahead and added and customized these fields. And I've mapped these fields to the correct field inside my Monday project. Therefore, when an existing customer fills out this new project form, those form submissions are going to end up in my Monday account. For example, let's go ahead and preview this page. And as you can see, this is what our form page looks like. I'm going to navigate down here and quickly fill out these details. Okay, so I've quickly gone ahead and filled out this new project request as if I were a customer. Let's come down and click on Submit Inquiry. Okay, so let's head back to our Monday account and see that submission. And as you can see, under our folder, Stu's Consulting CRM, we have a new projects board. And within this board, you can see the new submission that has just been added. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so let's head back to Softr. Again, make sure that the visibility is correct. Who can see this block? What I would do is click here and navigate down to logged in users and select which user group. In our case, that is client. And I'm happy with that. Again, what you want to do is take the time to customize each of your different pages and blocks. Ensure that the mapping is done correctly between Monday and Softr. Then once you're finished customizing your client portal, navigate up to preview and preview your client portal across these different devices. And then when you're ready, click on publish. Then come down and connect a custom domain if you like before you go live, or simply use the subdomain. Come down, click on copy, and let's go ahead and click on publish. And congratulations, just like that, your client portal is now live online. Now, some of the blocks, buttons, and features that you can access inside your Softr account are limited on the free plan, and you will need to upgrade to a premium plan in order to access these features inside your app. Now, finishing up, in my opinion, Softr is ideal for those that want to create their own custom no-code apps, including non-techie small medium businesses, agencies, professional service-based businesses, consulting firms, and more. This Softr and Monday.com connection is ideal for any business that uses Monday.com and needs a better way to manage project, team, and client data with a powerful and secure client portal or other internal or customer-facing app. Softr does not only allow you to create apps using Monday.com, but you can also connect other data sources. If you want to learn more about Softr and creating different web apps for your business, then I'll add all the relevant resources down below in the description. However, just like that, you should now be comfortable with building a client portal for your business using Monday.com and Softr. And there we have it for this Monday.com and Softr tutorial showing you how you can build your own custom client portal. Now, if you have any questions about this tutorial, make sure to pop them down below. And with that said, thank you so much for watching this video all the way through to the end. If you got value, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to this channel, and that way I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.